Creditors and lawsuits can break the asset protection that you have with an irrevocable trust if you are setting it up incorrectly. It really depends on the timing of you setting up this irrevocable trust and putting assets inside of it. So we're going to go through two examples here to give you insights on how this can play out. Let's say you get into a car accident and you heavily injure someone and you think that there's going to be a lawsuit coming after you. If you get in that car accident and you think that a lawsuit is coming after you or that lawsuit has been served to you, and then you set up an irrevocable trust and put those assets inside of the irrevocable trust, you are trying to defraud creditors coming after you. So you know that lawsuit's coming, and therefore you put the assets inside of the irrevocable trust to have asset protection. The judge will look at the timeline of when the accident happened, when you put the assets inside the irrevocable trust, and then when the lawsuit started, and they will likely break that asset protection, make you take the assets out and pay off that lawsuit judgment. Again, with a creditor, let's say you have business debts, you have rental portfolios, you have other various debts that could be happening. You realize that you aren't able to afford those debts, and so you put the assets that you have inside of an irrevocable trust to protect those assets from the debts that you have. They again will look at the timeline that you have set this up, and so they're going to look at when you incurred the debts, when you stop making payments, when you put the assets inside the irrevocable trust, and then when you start defaulting on things. And they're likely going to make you take the assets out of the irrevocable trust and pay those debts off, especially if you can afford to pay the debts off with the assets inside the irrevocable trust. And so you cannot set up an irrevocable trust to defraud creditors coming after the assets that you own. Otherwise, you are going to be facing someone being able to break the asset protection that you have with that irrevocable trust. So it's all about the timing. If you want help setting any of this up, click link in the bio, fill out the form, and schedule a time to talk some more.